Okay, so it is the international break right now, the October international break, and Arsenal are in a very, very comfortable position right now. We're on 16 points, Liverpool on 15 points, I believe, and we've all played 7 games. This has given me a very confident feeling coming back from the international break because it almost reminds me of how Arsenal were in the 22-23 season this time, all right, around this time 3 years ago. So I'm feeling very confident. Liverpool, they will not get back into rhythm whatsoever. Um, yeah, I think Odegaard's been brilliant so far. He went with Norway's international squad. He did end up coming back because he has an injury. Well, that knee injury that he sustained against West Ham, we believe he's going to be out for about 4 weeks. I'm gutted. All right, this season's been nothing short of injuries for him. Um, from the Leeds game where he went down and got for his shoulder against Nottingham Forest, I believe he went down again for that same shoulder, and I believe he went down for that same shoulder, and now he sustained that injury against West Ham, which is keeping him out for a month or so. So he hasn't been able to pick up the rhythm that he, would have gotten from the Olympiacos game, which he played really well in. Luckily, I was there to witness that. But yeah, I think Gyökeres should come back firing. We do have an easier run of fixtures. Hopefully, in the Carabao Cup game against Brighton here at the Emirates, which I did attend 3 years ago. Hopefully, I will attend. That's if I can get tickets. Should be fairly easy. I think hopefully if Gyökeres plays in that game or starts in that game, it'll be very easy for him to get goals, brace, hat trick, whatever it takes to get through to the next round. Because we have to take all four competitions very seriously. Saka, very good with the English squad right now. He just scored an unbelievable goal, cutting in onto his left top corner. No one's saving that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm just confident. And the whole discourse about Madueke and Saka, even though Madueke has been outstanding this season up until he got injured, when it comes to him in the World Cup, when it comes to him and the whole England situation, no matter how good Madueke plays, he's not starting ahead of Saka. He's just not starting ahead of Saka, and you should know this. This is common knowledge. So yeah, Saka, Bellingham, Kane, Rice, these type of players, they are all solidified starters. There's no if, what's, maybes. All right, they're starting. Even if they have a horrific season this year, they're starting. So the next four fixtures, well, for the remaining of October, the next few fixtures for Arsenal are Fulham away this Saturday at Craven Cottage. That's a winnable game. And then we've got Atletico Madrid at home in the Champions League. We should be able to win that. Despite Atletico's unbelievable form and Julian Alvarez's brilliant form, we have got Crystal Palace at home in the Premier League. Again, that's a winnable game. Eze playing against his former club will be quite an emotional game for him. And then the last game of the month of October will be here at the Emirates in the Carabao Cup against Brighton. And that should be another easy, very winnable game. I'm not saying Brighton's easy, but that's a winnable game. Look at Arsenal this year and look at Brighton. All right. So that's our October fixtures. That's what's looking. I think if we can pick up the form that we had, sustained and grown in September into the winter months, I think we'll be in a very, very good position and possibly have a similar to Liverpool how they had it last season, where they had a very healthy gap and they essentially won the league in like February or March. So I think that's the plan. I know that's not going to happen. City are in very good form. Erling Haaland's in fantastic form. Matter of fact, he's been in such top-notch form. He scored in about, I believe, 10 consecutive games across all competitions and in the international break. And I think he's got 20 goals so far. A joke of a footballer. And yeah, I think Erling Haaland and Man City will be one to watch. Ryan Cherky will be coming back. And yeah, I think this is probably the season for Arsenal. This is Arsenal's season now. All right, this is Arsenal's year. 24-25, we had an unbelievable amount of injuries. We had a very thin squad, and it killed us. We have got the injuries, unlucky again this year, but we do have a very deep squad, and we have the best squad depth in the league. All right, one plays out, another one can fill in, and it's not a replacement. They're a very good replacement. Gyökeres goes out, Havertz goes in. Martinelli goes out, Trossard goes in. Saka can't play, Madueke goes in. All right. See, you got Rice, Zubimendi, Odegaard. Either one of them go out. You've got Moreno who can play in all positions. You've got Wanyeri who can fill in. You've got Max Stelman who can fill in on that right hand side as well. Timber, if he goes out, he's got Ben White there. Mosquera, he can fill in for either Gabriel or Saliba, and he's very comfortable. Calafiori and Miles Skelly keeping that very healthy competition. The only competition that The only position that hasn't got very healthy competition is the goalkeeper position because Kepa is nowhere near as good as David Raya. David Raya is probably the best informed goalkeeper right now. Alisson's out. Courtois, he's not really moving me at the moment. All right, David Raya is the most informed goalkeeper in the world, and this should be common knowledge. All right, David Raya is in the absolute peak of his footballing powers. All right, he is playing like David Seaman, prime Manuel Neuer, unbelievable shot stopping, great distribution. All right, I haven't seen in my lifetime as an Arsenal fan, we've never had a goalkeeper as good as David Raya. Genuinely, I am going into games and I'm not even thinking about if we're ever gonna concede. Number one, our defense is top notch. Number two, we've got Declan Rice and Zubimendi who can stop them in the midfield. And number three, David Raya. All right, he's an unbelievable footballer, David Raya. I think we do take David Raya for granted sometimes. Nothing wrong with that. Arsenal is a club where you have to win at Arsenal, and we are a great club, as in achievements wise. So we should be having the best players, you know. So it's very fitting that we've got elite positions. We've got elite players in elite position. We've got elite players in their positions. So yeah.